How's it going, everyone? I just wanted to make a quick guide for Longvinter so all the new players can get settled properly. First, we can start off by getting some wheat, selling it to the vendor. That's even if you don't have enough starting money for the fishing pole, because sometimes prices for that can be driven up. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting quests. These will definitely help you get started as well, and it's a really good goal for you just to get done to start out. Get you set up for the future. So we already collected some plants and sold them, so we really just have to buy a fishing rod, catch fish, and then travel to Sargent Lakes. So we're going to get that fishing rod and catch some of those fish right now. And this will just give us enough money to get to Sargent Lakes without really having to cross any rivers or encounter any other players. So this is the safest and easiest way to go there, but you can definitely swim all the way across to get to Sargent Lakes. And then all we're going to do is just keep selling these fish till we get that 200 MK. So you see these last two right here will get me to that mark and heading straight over. Alrighty, now that we arrived, you can definitely tell that our quest's updated, so we'll go and take a look at that. Next step is settling down, so we need a tent, and to place it down, our reward will be a container. So the way I'm going to accomplish that is to get enough money to get that tent down. So the easiest way to do this is head to the lake where whitefish spawn. A lot of people will call this Whitefish Lake. It doesn't really have an official name to my knowledge. I know some people call it Sergeant's Lake because it's right next to Sergeant's Outpost. So we're going to collect a bunch of these whitefish and then we're going to go sell them. But I'm going to show you a place that can offer you a lot more money for the whitefish than you're going to find at Sargent Lakes. So this will be super useful and a fast track for you to get that tent down and a chest up so you can actually store your loot safely. So you see this little fishing vendor? Sargent Lakes only offers you 95. So I sold 2 of those, so I have enough money to go to Hemio and Rose. This is Hemio and Rose, and we're going to see how much they'll offer. 194 per whitefish, so we're making a lot more money for each sale, which puts us at $1,900. And pro tip, running through the wheat is super fun, probably one of my most favorite things in the game. But anyways, we'll get back to the task at hand, and we're going to get that tent down so we're not going to really just get murdered outside. Alrighty. This vending machine is where you can buy your tent. I went ahead, grabbed that, updated our quest, and now all we have to do is place this bad boy down and we'll get that chest. Okay, so now it's really where you want to look, or really wherever you want to go to set down that tent, wherever you want to live. For me, I try to live somewhere that's close enough to a point of interest, which are where all of the chests spawn for the lootable items. So I like to get close to there, or at least close to a place I can make money. So I just plopped this house down as close to the lake as I could, and now it's time to grind a bunch of loot. What this loot will do is either make us enough money to buy a workbench, or hopefully I'll just find a workbench and save a bunch of money. Also a ton of good items we're getting so far, chainsaw to cut down trees, a generator for extra power later on, a bunch of food, we got some furniture, just got the workbench over there, so now we're really set. I even grabbed a fireplace from this loot run, which will allow us to heal inside of our house. So now as long as we play smart, we shouldn't really die in the open world. I'm going to keep looting through here just to see if there's any good items I can either sell or use to upgrade in the future. A couple of things to keep an eye out for will be metal parts, batteries, light bulbs, titanium ingots, tarps, a bunch of things like that. Alright, now it's really just getting this place set up. You'll see that I deleted that workbench, because sometimes that acquire workbench step definitely gets spaced out. Now we're getting a bunch of our trees set up, and this is going to get us the wood to turn the tent from a tent into a house. The great thing about a house is you can set a passcode to it, and then only the people you give that passcode have access to your house. Of course, there are some people that go around trying to guess codes to houses, but with Longvinter being a 5-digit pin, it's definitely going to be super tough for them to guess that code of yours. One thing you should always do too is check the James recyclers for just any rare items or anything you're needing at the moment. Regular wood is like super cheap, so I always buy it in there if I can. And I came across a vendor that I'm definitely going to buy later, because that only costs $2,000. And that's definitely a steal in early game. Alright, so now we got enough wood to get this house upgraded. And this is the menu for it in case you've never done it before, get you kind of familiar. Now that we're upgraded, really the top priority for us should be to either get a fence up or start grinding for those upgrades. That quest was talking about decay, so I'm going to show you the decay menu over here, stopping at management first so you can see some of the cool UI updates in the last update. And with decay, every wood gives you 3 hours. And these are your upgrade paths. Sustainable is nice because you never have to fuel it, but you get less power and less space inside your house. Fuel powered gives you more power and more space inside your house, but it is quite a bit more expensive. So now is the really grindy part. Pretty much the fastest way to get your house upgraded is to just keep hitting points of interest and then selling the items you don't need and hoarding all the items you do need. Especially if you get a couple of good spawns, you can make a couple of $1,000s per POI run. And you'll hear me use the term POI quite a bit. It just means point of interest, and it's where all of these chests spawn. I'm not going to show every single POI that I hit, but I'm definitely going to give you a good idea of how many it actually takes. So don't give up. You will see some really bad spawns, you'll see some really good spawns. Just know if you keep at it, you'll definitely find some stuff. It really only took me about 3 to 3.5 hours to get everything in this video done. So you can go from a new player just spawning in at the dock to having a full base in 3.5 hours if you're really playing right and you have a decent amount of RNG from items you're getting from the chests. I'm going to leave you guys to keep watching this loot run, and I'll get back to you later. Here's Arena, which has the best loot spawns in the game. So you notice out of that yellow container, I just pulled a vending machine. And on this spawn, I got some assault rifles. You can get your vending machines, you can get turrets, assault rifles, you can get semis. So many good things you can get from there. Alrighty. So here is the Compendium. And the best thing about the Compendium, once you finish it for each section, you'll unlock an NPC that will sell you either really good deals on things or specific items that are only sold from that vendor. So there I have my full plant Compendium. This guy with the hat, or the green hat I should say, is the hunting NPC. This is your fishing NPC. And your farming NPC. This is where you get your farming hat. And you can also get your turret kits, or auto defender kits, and that's how you can throw those turrets up and protect your base once you have power. Also planters at some good prices, you can sell some seeds, all sorts of good stuff. Alright, our last tip here is you can kill the whitebirds and sell their feathers for metal parts. That is so much easier to upgrade your house. And you can use it for code lock gates and all sorts of other things. And that really takes care of everything. If you have any questions about building or getting that stuff set up, I do have another video you can watch. And for those of you who stuck around, make sure to drop a comment because I'm doing a giveaway of 5 Steam keys for Longvinter. Thank you so much for your support.